So look, if you clicked on the short video, it's because you want to start an online business, so pay attention. I personally made £90,000 in a single year as an influencer marketer connecting influencers with brands. And today we'll be diving into what an influencer marketer is and why it's one of the biggest opportunities in this current attention economy. So look, transparently, any business model you see online probably does work. Anything that you see of someone saying this is the best way to make 10k a month probably does work. But obviously every business model has its pros and its cons, and I'll be diving into all the business models which are happening right now and what the best things and the worst things about them. So we'll start off with what an influencer marketer is. An influencer marketer is someone who connects someone on social media with a brand. There's tons of influencers out there, and I think there's currently around 64 million influencers, and only around 3 to 4% of them are currently getting brand deals every single month. Most of them are just waiting for the brands to reach out to them, and even so, they don't even know how to manage the deals themselves. There's tons of influencers with big audiences, but only 3% of them have consistent brands to work with. They don't even make that much money from their content. They will be getting paid from some creator fund, getting paid an insignificant amount of money. It's little compared to actually how much they could actually be making with all the attention they're getting. And so an influencer marketer goes out and finds a few influencers and builds something I like to call an influencer network, which they will manage the brand deals for the influencers and help them consistently get more brand deals. Being the middleman is extremely powerful, because if you can find a way to connect all the attention from the influencer to a product which brings in traffic, you will make money. And what you're doing exactly as an influencer marketer is just helping the influencer get more brand deals, and they're making product videos for the brand. Now, one of the most popular current business models right now is growth operating, and that is basically just connecting with a creator, helping them sell a digital product. That gurus make out to be a beginner-friendly business model which anyone can start, and I can tell you that is not true. From students who have tried it in my group, will tell me the complete opposite. You need to understand funnels, email marketing, sales systems, creating a product, and a whole bunch of other complicated stuff which beginners would take years to understand. On top of that, most creators aren't even interested in helping to teach anything. The hassle of having to manage students and coach people one-on-one isn't something they really want to be getting themselves into. It's why some of our students who used to do that business model used to say they would send hundreds of messages out, get 0 responses, they wouldn't even read their messages. The truth is because they are already used to making 2 to 3 videos, getting paid £2,000 working with brands. Why? Because it's much simpler. Another popular model that people like to talk about is doing digital services. So this is like social media marketing agencies, SMMA, where you're selling a marketing service. Now these I personally have tried, and I've made some money from doing this, but you don't realize you're selling your time, and you don't want to do that because when you're selling your time, you cannot scale. Everyone only has 24 hours in a day, so you're going to get capped with what you can do. And so there'll be a limit on how much money you can make. But obviously you're going to be thinking, yeah, but I can just outsource work, hire people below me to do the physical, hard tasks which I don't want to do to free up my time. But let me tell you something, managing a team is even harder than doing that, as well as it's cutting into your profit margins, so you're going to actually make less money. And no one wants to do that, but being a middleman, you do not need to hire a team. And so we're able to maintain really high profit margins. And the fulfillment is super easy. It only takes a few hours of work a week just to manage the process. Another way of going into online business, which people typically do, they start off as a freelancer. So they'll get really good at one skill and start selling that skill to businesses as a freelancer. So let's say they learn copywriting and start writing emails for brands as a freelancer. They'll get paid $50 to $120 for writing emails for multiple brands every single month. But no one really wants to do that. That's basically just like working a job. So yeah, if you really look at it, it's just a glorified job where you'll get paid $50 for writing an email, and who really wants to do that? If you want to scale, you are going to have to hire a team. Managing a team is typically a really big bottleneck for most people's businesses, as well as it also cutting into the profit margins. Ideally, you want to keep really high profit margins because you don't want to make £10,000 and at the end of the month, you only walk away with £1,000. As an influencer marketer, you don't need to worry about any of that. You just need to build an influencer network and help them get more brand deals. That's not selling anything, and you're just connected with them. Let's say you message 100 influencers in one day, maybe 15 will reply back to you, and you do exactly the same and repeat the process with messaging 100 businesses in the same niche as your creators. Then all you have to do is hop on Google Meets with the brands and explain how you have X amount of influencers in the same niche who will help them sell their products. And when a brand wants to use your influencers, they will pay you up front. So let's say it's an 8k budget, you will take 20% of that budget for being the middleman, getting the connections, as well as overlooking the campaign. And with the rest of the money, you will go back and pay your influencers who fit in that budget their rates. That's how the business model works, and all you have to do is find a couple of influencers and connect them with brands. It will only take you a few days to build up your influencers, as well as also connecting with brands. But yeah, as an influencer marketer, you have a lot more leverage than just working a normal job or a glorified job, which a lot of these business models which people talk about are just glorified jobs. You will be a true entrepreneur just learning skills on the go. I started doing this when I was in secondary school. I had no idea what I was doing. I just learned skills through repetition. I'm a big believer in learning by doing, and a lot of people will tell you to go off and do tons of research and go study on what you need to do so you can become good at it, but you're not going to learn by just studying, you're going to learn by actually doing it. And all it really takes is you to connect with a couple of influencers, connect with a couple of brands, and take a retainer up front or take a percentage of the budget where you're just helping influencers get more brand deals every single month. And it's honestly one of the best opportunities out there, as there are so many influencers who get so many views and they do not know how to take advantage of monetizing their audience and getting any brand deals for themselves. Hopefully you got some value from this video, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and watch our next video, which is going to go more into detail on how to connect with influencers, which will honestly only take you a few days to start and build up your network. I'll be making a video on that, so go ahead and watch our next video and I'll show you exactly where to find influencers and what messages to send to influencers so they will agree to work with you, so you can connect them with brands. See you in the next one.